Have you ever felt like your own thoughts are just running in circles? You know, that feeling that you really want to make a change, but you're not even sure where to begin? Well, today, we're going to talk about a really simple practice that can help you break that cycle, journaling. But hold on, not the Dear Diary kind you're thinking of. We're talking about a seriously powerful tool for thinking and for growth.
I think we've all been there, right? Your brain is just on a loop. The same old worries, the same questions, just playing over and over and over again. And you just feel stuck.
And that desire for something different, it's so strong. You can feel it. But the path forward? It's just foggy. The sheer volume of thoughts and feelings can be totally overwhelming, and it makes taking that first step feel pretty much impossible.
And that's really the heart of the issue, isn't it? We get caught in this vicious cycle. We start overthinking, which then fuels anxiety, and that anxiety just clouds up our judgment, making it even harder to find any kind of clarity. All that mental chatter, it's not just a distraction. It can literally be paralyzing. It stops us from making decisions, from taking action, because we're just so busy trying to manage the chaos inside our own heads. So how in the world do we turn down the volume and actually find a way forward?
Well, this brings us to a really crucial idea. We need to completely reframe how we see journaling. It's time to stop thinking of it as some childhood diary and start seeing it for what it truly is, a powerful tool for thinking.
Let's just look at the difference here. The whole Dear Diary idea is pretty passive, right? It's just recounting what happened. But when you use journaling as a thinking tool, it becomes this active process. You're not just logging the past, you're actually clarifying your present and drawing a map for your future.
So that's the main takeaway. We're talking about an intentional practice. It's a structured conversation you have with yourself, designed for thinking, for learning, and for genuine growth.
So here's the magic, really. When all those thoughts are just swirling around in your head, they're abstract, they're kind of slippery. But the simple act of writing them down, it forces them to take a concrete shape. You have to find the actual words. And just by doing that, you create clarity where before there was just confusion.
And what does this actually do for you? Well, by getting those thoughts out of your head, you immediately reduce that mental load. Suddenly, a problem that felt massive and tangled starts to look manageable on the page. You start to see these underlying beliefs you didn't even realize you had. And little by little, those vague ideas about what you want start to transform into clear, actionable steps.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually start? The good news is, it's way simpler than you think. Let's walk through a few really powerful questions to get you going right now.
This one is such a fantastic starting point. Don't censor yourself, don't overthink it, just write down whatever comes to mind. Is it a person, a task you keep putting off, a specific worry? Just getting it down on paper is the first step to actually dealing with it.
This one can dig deep, but it's so important.
We all have things we avoid. Writing this down helps you face that resistance head on. And honestly, a lot of the time, just naming the thing you're avoiding and the reason why is enough to make it lose some of its power over you.
Now, this last question might sound a little intense, but it's not meant to scare you, I promise. It's all about clarity. It shows you the real cost of staying stuck. And sometimes, seeing that future on paper can be the exact push you need to finally choose a different path.
So you've got the prompts, but the real secret here, the key to unlocking all these benefits, isn't about writing some brilliant essay every day. No, it's about something much, much simpler: consistency.
That's it, seriously. 5 to 10 minutes a day. Forget this idea that you need to fill pages and pages. A consistent 5 minutes every morning is so much more powerful than a random 2-hour session once a month. It's all about building that rhythm.
Okay, and I really want you to hear this next part because it's so important. If you start doing this, you're not going to wake up a completely new person tomorrow, and that is totally normal. Progress with this stuff is almost invisible at first. You have to trust the process.
Think of it like compound interest, but for your mind. Each day you write, even for just 5 minutes, you're making a small deposit. It might not seem like much on its own, but over weeks and months, all those little bits of insight and clarity, they start to build on each other, creating this incredible exponential growth.
And as that growth starts to compound, something really fundamental begins to shift inside you. You start to move from just reacting to whatever life throws at you to actively guiding your own life. You see, this whole process unlocks a sequence that most of us get completely backward. We always think we need motivation before we can act. But the truth is, clarity comes first. When you finally get clear on what the real problem is and what you actually want, that clarity builds real confidence. And it's that confidence that finally leads to meaningful action.
And what this all boils down to, really, is building trust in yourself. By consistently showing up to listen to your own thoughts, you're proving to yourself that your inner voice matters. And slowly, life begins to feel less like a series of chaotic events and more like an intentional journey that you are directing.
So what's the one thing you should take away from all this? Maybe it's this final thought. Journaling isn't about inventing some new version of you. It's about quieting all the noise so you can finally hear the wisdom, the clarity, and the direction that's already inside you, just waiting to be heard.